How's it going, YouTube? Captain OJ here with Team KYP, bringing you a remade DDD deck profile for like the third or fourth time now on this channel. I've been really trying to simplify the deck just like the last one, but I ended up trying to also find different combos, different things, and this is also a post Extreme Force deck profile. So now I'm going to have one or two different links. We finally have a legal date for the Link Karibo, which is now the 27th, I believe it is today. So Link Karibo is officially legal, so he is in this deck profile. I say it's this deck profile is somewhat similar to the first few variants of my deck profile, where it's a very first turn turbo, out of unbreakable board kind of thing. And even with, I kept how could I put this? There's like I do run like an anti-hand trap in here, which you'll see in a little bit, and it's more to combat the hand trap, the sheer amount of hand traps in the meta right now, like Ash Blossom, Droll Unlock, and so on. And anyways, it's just a way to possibly help prevent your opponent from screwing with your plays a little bit. So anyways, you'll see my text and whatever else I have in here. So let's get to the profile. Alright, so like usual, we're going to go with the main, then the extra, then this side. Take those away. Excuse me. So, DD Oblivion King Ragnarok. I find lately I've been putting him into scale more often than in actually summoning him out on the board. But if you go with the hardcore extended combo, you'll get to use both of his effects in the same turn. Normally using like Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. But anyways, he's a really good part of the deck, and yeah, he's still a staple. Next part. 3 DD Kepler, searches for your search card and your fusion spell. He's really like he's ideal for the deck. I really dislike normal summoning him. I don't know what it is lately. I've been having to normal summon him a lot, so it's just yeah, I don't know what's with the deck lately. But anyways, Lamia is you know, still essential. How could I put this? Normally with if you go with the extended combo, you normally bring her out like 3-4 times. You synchro 3-4 times with it. But also because of one of the techs I have, she's actually become far more essential in the deck. I'm actually using an old tech with her, or either DD Necroslime. Well, speaking of which, DD Necroslime, I took it down to 2 instead of 3. I find with especially with the Link format, 3 is bricky. And I was contemplating on throwing in the other one, Vice Typhon, but Vice Typhon's only really going to come in when we get the High King Genghis, when and if we ever get the damn thing. But other than that, I still really like Necroslime. It's just it's been more bricky than usual than if you run it at 3. Your main combo starter, Swirl Slime. Swirl Slime, I still absolutely love this card, and this is partially why you need to ensure your combos go off. You need to get to this card to really do any of your main combos. Now for the one of DD cards, Night Howl and DD Ghost. DD Ghost has actually been more and more part of my extended combos because it helps fuel your graveyard and recycle some of your banished cards. DD Night Howl is arguably one of the best comeback plays I've ever been able to do. A lot of the times, like, I've been fusing into D-Arc more often, and like say they blow up my board, I lose everything. I search for this with contract with the gate, normal summon it, bring back the D-Arc, and then fusion into something bigger. And if I had Ragnarok in the scale, I special summon something else. So it just helps build your board right back with Night Howl. So it's a really good card. I was even thinking of bumping it up to 2, but 1 is fine at the moment. Yeah, just the 1. Now for the anti-hand trap. 3 Sideframe Gear Gammas. Sideframe Gear Gammas really been helpful in this deck because, like I said, with the way the meta is, you have so many goddamn hand traps. Ash Blossom, Droll Unlock, Ghost Ogre, Effect Veiler, Jesus. You know, I find it's really been helpful, especially when you start like activating your Dark Contract with the gate, your lore, and just when somebody decides to finally ash you, and it's like, alright, I can stop that, you know. And then you get a Sideframe Lord Omega on board, and then normally with this, when I bring out Sideframe Lord Omega, I just banish it right off the bat so that it opens up the extra deck space. And yeah, and then at that point it makes the rest of your plays live. because
wow, when you do that too, they only have 3 cards in hand because there's no Ash. That they only have 4. That you use a Mega, and then they only have 3.
And then they have that many less resources to try to break your board.
It's crazy.
So yeah, that really helps out. Anyways, then the obligatory Max C, because you know it's Max C.
A God card.
Yeah. Blackwing Gofu. It's a goddamn shame that this is down to 1 now, but you know it still works pretty well. I decided to go a different route with this card now because instead of going into Proxy and then into what do you call it, Decode Talker, I now go into Link Kuribo and then into Proxy Dragon. Link Kuribo is just good for getting rid of I guess high level or high attacking monsters. You know, you tribute it off, it makes your opponent's attack go to 0. And it's, yeah, it's a better, much better card than Decode. Decode actually lost me a game over the weekend because I gave my opponent an extra deck space while playing against pendulums. Yeah. Anyways, into the spells now. Like I said in the last deck profile, I wanted to try to simplify the deck, play a lot of 3-ofs, especially of the main combo pieces. And, you know, I like showing this off because it's the 3 secrets. But yeah, under most circumstances, you don't banish all of your main combo pieces, and even if you banish your 1-ups, it's not all that bad because they're more just extenders than anything. More draw power, Allure Darkness. I don't know. This has been funny with me lately. Sometimes it helps me get into more combo pieces, and then other times it just helps me brick. Yeah, not all that great. Anyways, but like I said at the beginning of this profile, it's very reminiscent of the way my original build was. So I still play my 3 Into the Voids because you want to see your combo pieces, you want to keep drawing, you want to keep your engine going. And for more consistency, your 3 Dark Contract with the Gate. Gate is still one of the best goddamn spells in this entire goddamn game. And it searches for any of your combo pieces that you need. I only play 2 Dark Contract with the Swamp King. It's an alternative to Swirl Slime or Necro Slime, but either way, it's a really, really good card. Now, this is a relatively old tech that I'm running. I'm running 2 Transmodify in the deck. I decided to take out the, what do you call it, Flame King Genghis, not Flame King Genghis. I took out the Refusion and added, put this in there, mainly because of Lamia or Necro Slime. You activate this on either Lamia or Necro Slime, they go to the grave, and you get special summon a level 2 Dark Fiend from your deck. So normally I would go for either Swirl Slime if I have no other option, but I would go into DD Ghost and then link from there. If you can link from there, then you can fuel your graveyard further with Ghost effect. And if you happen to have a Necro Slime in the grave, you fuse them together. And because Ghost gets banished, you can recycle your Necro Slime right off the bat. Yeah, so I just find with this card it helps just fuel your your graveyard more, and it helps you, I guess, link and yeah, stuff like that. And then for 2 1-ofs, more draw power, and then just to get your 1-ofs on the field. Normally you'd go for a Kepler because Kepler is
shitty normal summon.
Yeah, shitty normal summon, that's number 1. But with the 1-for-1, it's like you don't really have a cost. Sure, you discard a monster, but you get your Kepler, and your Kepler searches for something. And then chances are you're searching for Dark Contract with the Gate, and Gate searches you for another monster. So 1-for-1 is always a really good card in this deck. And then Upstart's, you know, it's Upstart. Play a
second god card.
Alright, so just to show off, these are the 3 tokens I use. Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, they're just for Gofu plays. Fusion cards. I'm going to start with DD D-Arc. D-Arc's really, really good against Trickstars because you get this on board and then a lot of the time they just scoop. Actually, a funny story about play 2 Genghis. When we get High King Genghis, probably 1 or 2 of them are going to go in this deck and replace these. But anyways, yeah, funny story about D-Arc. I was playing against our buddy Crazy Wolf. And as soon as he see me bring this guy D-Arc out, he was like, "Put that shit away! Put that shit away! You're not allowed using that! No, 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 no!" Needless to say, I ended up beating him that turn. Anyways, so there's that. Then finally, the last fusion I play is Dragon Bane King Beowulf. I always have a hard time saying his name.
Yeah.
Anyways, I've been finding I need to fuse a lot more often just to get the combos going again. So I ended up putting this guy back into the deck. I haven't used him really a lot lately, but it is just an option. Especially, like I said, right near the end of the game, it's the grind game, and you need something to fuse into. Now for synchros, DD Gust King Alexander and Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. I find they're more combo extenders because this one will special summon the Ragnarok from your scale, and this one just brings something back from the grave. But this one will only bring back level 4 or lower, and this one only really becomes like really effective if you're bringing out the Ragnarok, and the Ragnarok has something else to bring back. So they're both situational, but they're both half decent. So it'll, under most circumstances, I would go for Gust King Alexander because at least that you can bring back. You know?
Yeah, like DD revivals. And
yeah, exactly. You're more likely to bring this back and go for more damage than this. This you can only bring out the one time, and once you get rid of it, it's gone. That's it. Now for the level 8 synchros, DD King, Curse King Siegfried. Under most circumstances, you want to go for him first. As soon as you get to him, at least to him, you know you can bring him back. So if you happen to have Ragnarok in scale and you have to use him for a fusion summon or something, he'll come right back. So you know that's always helpful. Because I run the Cyframe engine, I run the 1 Omega, and a lot of times if I do bring him out, I'll banish him right off the bat just to get rid of my opponent's resources and to open up the extra deck space so that you can keep your combo going. I still play the 1 Crystal Wing because it's monster negation, and it's really I guess intimidating when you get them on board. I do play this. This is another option against what do you call it, True Dracos, especially if you go first, because then your opponent can't target any of your monsters with card effects, and it's 35. You know, Masterpiece ain't beating over a 35. You know, so and it more or less nullifies any of their stuff. So it's you know what, I really like this, and even they get rid of your spells and traps, you know, or sorry, spells. You don't really have too much in your back row anyways, and they're stopping you from burning, so you know it's not a big deal at that point. I play 1 Kali Yuga. I really want to see this guy more often because I really don't like the pendulum builds anymore. I really don't like pendulums. Now that they got Electromite, Electromite is a pain in the ass. Get this guy out as soon as you can, especially if you go in second. 1 Wave High King Caesar. Wave High King Caesar has screwed with so many of my opponent's plays lately. It's ungoddamn believable. It's you can negate spell trap and monster effects that special summon. And I don't know, the sheer amount of value I've been getting out of this guy is unbelievable. I went up against a pendulum player, and as soon as he seen this guy, he was like, "Ah, shit, I'm not synchro summoning this turn." You know. And anyways, it was just really good, and I really suggest playing this guy. Now for the Link monsters, I played the 1 Proxy Dragon, the 1 now legal Link Karibo, and yeah, like I said, with Link Karibo, it's just really good, especially if you you use it to lower your opponent's attack power, and then it just more or less saves one of your monsters from being destroyed by battle. And if you don't see the Gofu, you can always go for this guy, Master King Archfiend. Master King Archfiend, I find, is he's more of a combo piece now than the other two, because at least now it's easier to link. You can use 2 fiends to go into him, and all your deck is fiends. So it just makes it so much easier. And
oh, come on, Max, he's an insect.
Anyways, Master King Archfiend, you normally use like Genghis or Alexander and say Ghost or whatever you can, like right off as soon as you possibly can, so that you can rebuild your board. That you don't put too many resources into linking. So once you bring this guy out, then it's a hell of a lot easier to do any of your extended combos, because now, so far the best build and the most consistent like master board I can build is Master King Archfiend, Crystal Wing, and
Siegfried?
Yeah, no, not in Siegfried, and Wave King Caesar. But the Crystal Wing could also be a, what do you call it? Can also be either Omega or Siegfried. It all depends on how you combo yourself off.
Yeah, how you combo.
Yeah.
Set up.
But I really like this card. Theoretically, we could use the new Electromite card, but because of the way this build is, I don't really find it useful. If you were to use Electromite, I find somebody mentioned, actually, shout out to the DD duelists out there. You know, somebody mentioned to use the Supreme King engine, and I really liked that idea, because you could special summon the Supreme King servant from the grave, and all you really have to do is normal summon Kepler or another another Pendulum monster, and then go into Electromite. The only problem after that is Electromite. Normally you don't. You don't put your scales up, so it's really hard to get Electromite's effect off. So to do your search and your drawing after that. And if you do, you're using Ragnarok, and your Ragnarok, you kind of want to either keep it there to do your special summonings and rebuild your board afterwards. But anyways, it is an option, but I prefer to have Master King Archfiend. Anyways, so there's that. So, 2 Cosmic Cyclones. Like I said, it's Pendulum Hate as well as True Draco Hate. Once again, True Draco Hate as well as Pendulums. Pendulum Hate. I really don't like Thomas, but Thomas would really help against any kind of, Pendulum, because it's so much easier to go into, It's so much easier to go into Kali Yuga with this. Yeah, it is a little bit difficult regardless of whichever way you look at it. You know, you have to be able to link first to get the fusion off board in order to special summon it to begin with. And if anything, he is good for recursion afterwards, but I mean, for the most part, I'd rather keep him in this side and use him for Pendulum or, say, any kind of Demise deck that uses a lot of back row. So there's that. Back row hate for a lot of back row heavy decks. I find this deck has an inherent ability to, an inherently good game against Trickstars, because all they do is burn. And you can run a lot of stuff, or you can just get your D-Arc on board and say, you're not special summoning. Or no, you're not burning. You're not burning my house down today. So, not only does this work against all their traps, but this is a really good card against their special summoning. Because you special summon this, and then you know for sure they're not banishing any of your hand and doing anything like that. So Chaos Hunter, really good card against Trickstars, but it's also good against ABC. So you know that's always a thing. And then finally, who doesn't like kaijus? You know, kaiju engine more or less for like Masterpiece or a lot of like these big monsters, especially something like an indestructible Crystal Wing with the what do you call it? The Wind Witch engine, or get over a Makaba or something like that. But yeah, kaijus are, I find, I don't like using kaijus, but they're essential to the turn 2 play with this deck, just to get over your opponent's boards and for a board wipe, you know? So anyways, that's my deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, have a good night.
Yeah, see you later. Take care. Peace out.